Hello and good morning, everyone. We are part of the NSB Junior Board, and we will be presenting on STEM and community. So what is NSB Junior? NSB Junior is designed to stimulate the interest in STEM and to encourage students from grade kindergarten to 12 to pursue technical degrees and attend college. As I said again, hi, my name is Carissa Rodriguez. I am the Vice President of NSB Junior and currently a junior at Perth-Amboy High School. A fun fact about myself is that I enjoy watching documentaries and mockumentaries like The Office. And recently I watched the documentary of the Tinder Swindler, and it was very interesting. And I suggest you guys watch it as well.
Hi, my name is Jasmin Mendoza. I'm the treasurer of NSB Junior, currently a junior at Perth-Amboy High School. And a fun fact about me would be that I am the second oldest in my family.
Hi, my name is Adriana Vasquez. I'm the secretary for NSB Junior. I attend New Brunswick Health Science Technology High School. I'm a sophomore, and the fun fact about me is that I like to draw.
So what is STEM? STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The S in STEM stands for science. Science is the use of knowledge and understanding of the natural and social worlds based on evidence. In other words, science is both a body of knowledge as well as a process where we observe, listen, and record in different angles. I like science because science is a sort of a building block that helps us explain the world around us. Some careers in science include environmental scientists, doctors, meteorologists, chemists, etc. Science affects a community by innovating our schools, our hospitals, and helping us advance our medical discoveries to this day, helping us to not only help shape our lives, but help shape our world.
The T in STEM stands for technology. Technology is an integral part of society and encourages innovation. As time goes on, it becomes more apparent how our daily life revolves around it and the need to improve it. I like technology because it leads to many new discoveries and new innovations. Without technology, I wouldn't be on this Zoom call today. Some careers in technology include sales engineer, computer programmers, hardware scientists, and data scientists. Technology affects the community by providing them with more opportunities and chances to communicate and learn and grow.
Okay, just making sure one more time. Do I sound better now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the E in STEM stands for engineering, and engineering is the creative process of designing inventions for the world. And in whatever aspect there is, there's always a need to build. And I really do like engineering because from my personal circumstance, I want to become a robotics engineer. And that's something I've always been passionate about. But engineering is open to a wide variety of careers, such as electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, even auto engineering. And in terms of affecting community, engineering is the one way to bring everybody together. I feel like the creative processes behind engineering revolve around you working as a team to make something and develop something. And that's how I think engineering can affect the community, by bringing it together.
The M in STEM stands for mathematics, and mathematics is a numerical foundation for all careers in STEM through formulas needed to process information. Not only that, but 94% of all workers use some sort of math in their jobs. I like math because math gives you a definitive answer and does not leave room for much interpretation. And some careers in math include accounting, being a mathematician, financial planners, and much more. Math affects the community because it gives us a better understanding of patterns. It allows us to create a mathematical model to predict the behavior of a community. Now, what is community? To answer this question, please scan the QR code or press the link that I will put in the chat. If type any word that comes to mind when you think of community. If you see a word that you agree with, type it again. So let me reshare my screen. So if you see a word that you agree with, just retype it. The bigger the word is, the more people agree with it. So as the words are coming in, I can see that bond, unity, and connection have a lot of submissions because it is a lot bigger. And I do agree with these. So some of the words that people have been putting in are sharing ideas, awareness, together, volunteer, charity, family, friendship, closeness, sharing ideas, bond, unity, connection, respect, mindfulness, acquaintances, teamwork. According to Merriam-Webster, community is a unified body of individuals, a group of people with a common characteristic or interest living together within a larger society.
Community and STEM. As STEM is being more introduced in schools with programs and classes such as robotics and/or engineering, students are not the only ones who benefit from STEM. With our constantly changing world, exposing students to STEM and giving them opportunities to explore STEM education, students are provided with a wide range of skills and concepts that will help them thrive in many industries while helping them develop their knowledge and capabilities. Exposing not just students, but communities and parents to STEM education, such as STEM nights or STEM workshops, provided by towns and or states, help introduce the concept of STEM to families and communities who have probably never heard of STEM. Think beyond the norms and start using the fundamentals of STEM in their everyday lives. For example, some opportunities for students interested in STEM would be scholarships, STEM programs, and even hands-on STEM education. Starting salaries in STEM are over 30% higher than in non-STEM jobs. Sparking a passion for STEM in communities, there are more job opportunities for those interested in STEM and its ideas.
As STEM is being introduced more into our communities and world as a whole, STEM is also creating a community of its own, while additionally bringing communities together to learn the concept and ideas STEM education has to offer. Being that many communities and education systems today are trying to introduce STEM into student classrooms, trying to spark a passion of STEM in students. Activities such as STEM days or STEM nights help bring together the community by introducing our communities to STEM, but as well help students and families network.
As for incorporation of minorities and underrepresented groups, STEM and STEM-based initiatives have helped build a bridge in the ethnic and gender gaps found in many industries such as math and science field, but as well as tech fields. These STEM initiatives have helped establish and increase the role of women and women interest in the STEM field. STEM fights and breaks the traditional gender roles and social norms placed before by society. STEM has additionally increased the number of underrepresented groups and minority roles in the STEM field and related fields in knowledge-based economy today.
So, STEM in developing and growing communities. Growing communities, especially those who are socially impacted or rough on the path of development, rely upon STEM to provide jobs, knowledge, ideas for development, inspiration, or spark of passion. A community is made up of parts to create a whole, and these parts being the people and their responses to STEM. The contributions of various individuals is what provides us with the opportunities and entire communities via the STEM field. And these are only a few examples of the true opportunities that STEM can actually provide. STEM is not only responsible for the direct production of our schools and community institutions, but is an indirect influence upon the future of STEM. And with various institutions of learning having developed curriculums modeled around the STEM field, it's encouraging entry into the field, especially for underrepresented groups, particularly women and individuals of color. Not only has STEM allowed us to grow infrastructurally, but it's also assisted in the growth of the field's diversity and representation. And prior to the commonplace ideologies of how STEM functions currently, was the idea that STEM should remain untouched by women and individuals of color simply because of the advancements of mankind had been seen as conceptually white. However, the growth of the civil rights movement has subsequently resulted in these shunned groups of STEM being represented. People of color and women, followed by underrepresented groups and those who weren't given the necessary resources to make contributions, had eventually made an impact on the field, resulting in an outcome that was centuries in the making.
So what can you contribute to STEM and your community? You can either unmute yourself or put that in the chat. I can answer part of this question. So what can you contribute to STEM in your community? So to my community personally, I always like to give back to my community, whether it is volunteering, joining specific groups to help the health situation going on in my community. For example, in my town, we have a program called Emerging Leaders, and the initiative of that program is to help solve any health issues going on. In the past years, they've helped with city beautification, lead poisoning, mental health, and food insecurity. And this year, we're helping with city beautification and mental health.
Well, for my community, I could say that my community actually does like STEM nights and STEM workshops throughout the years, and it actually has helped like expose like younger kids to STEM, and they actually have wanted to like pursue careers in STEM.
I know that for my community as well, we used to have, I'm not sure if it's still implemented today. So we used to have a day of code where students were able to basically design their own like dance party, and it would get them interested in coding and pursuing a career in STEM, and getting them basically interested in coding and introducing them to new opportunities.
I think in my case, the the biggest opportunity I received in terms of the STEM field was being able to take computer science and robotics. They're kind of uncommon courses at Perth Amboy High School, but I feel like they're sort of necessary for you to pique your interest, kind of to get you involved in the field and see what it is to you, and what it could mean to you in terms of finding your opportunities.
Why is STEM so important in our communities? Once again, you can put this in the chat or unmute yourselves. I'll answer this question while if you want to put this question in the chat, you can, but I'll answer it while you guys do that. So to me in my community, I wasn't really introduced to STEM until 4th grade. But when I was introduced to STEM, it was very interesting to me, but it wasn't really talked about for a long time. So I think STEM is quite important to the community because it really shows like the backbone of what it is. And not only that, but community is very important. it's all intertwined into one.
Well, for me, I guess you could say I wasn't really exposed to STEM until like the fourth grade, where they only provided coding for just a little bit time in my elementary school. And with this, it kind of like sparked my ideas of wanting to actually create something of my own and being able to like do that in like communities like give back. It's actually like been like one of my biggest goals so far.
Does anybody have questions for us? It can be about literally anything.
To Marielle in the chat, um, just to give you a quick answer, not to like rant on about it, but I plan on becoming a robotics engineer or a research physicist in applied robotics. That's kind of where I'm goal oriented right now.
To answer that question, I think I recently had my interest sparked on management and information systems or like system technology, like IT. And was very interesting to me because it kind of encompasses everything that I'm interested in.
For me, I think I want to pursue something in like design, but want to incorporate like the functions of STEM inside like technology and science.
For me, for a long time, I've really wanted to be a nurse or a general surgeon, but at the same time, I'm also still kind of trying to discover myself and see the many opportunities that I have. So I'm not really sure yet, but for now, I think I want to be a nurse.
I think the question to the chat was directed to Jasmine, but I'm gonna answer it as well. I consider myself a mixture of both creative and artistic.
I see myself as both because I kind of like want to incorporate everything of myself into my work.
So Max put in the chat, how would you say STEM helps students? How would you say STEM helps students and influences their decisions?
So to answer that question, I think that STEM helps students influence their decisions or like how they perceive things in a way that STEM really gets you thinking in like multiple ways, like thinking outside the box. And it really gets you in this mindset of learning new things and being open to new possibilities and just being open to new possibilities and learning new things. And I think that STEM really just influenced the way people think because it's a bit hard to answer the question, but it gets them really thinking and gets you to really learn and just try new things. So the previous question I think was, how would you say STEM helps students and influence their decisions?
Like the other person was saying, well, if you're like a person like me that does like using your brain or like puzzles or like doing just using your brain in general and like getting into problems and solving it, which basically what it is, problem solving. It's just sort of natural. You just like it. So I think STEM has a lot of that problem solving, that task that you need to complete. So that helps you like sort of find a passion and to continue doing or just feeling like a little kid again and like solving problems.
Some more questions that we've gotten in the chat are, well, we have two questions that are pretty similar. Do you have any colleges in mind? And if yes, what degree do you plan to go for? So a degree that I have in mind is management and information systems because it's like kind of the study of people. and it involves like business and everything. And I don't have any colleges in mind yet.
For me, my top school is MIT, and I recently been going through the application process, specifically the interview, and it happens to be one of the best schools for robotics in the United States, despite not having an actual robotics degree. So I plan on majoring in mechanical engineering with a minor in computer science.
For me, I have been looking into schools in New York, but I currently don't have like a specific degree I want to do.
So for me, hopefully, I really want to go to NYU, and it's really because I watch a lot of like doctors' videos, and I like this specific YouTuber, and he talked about like the many opportunities that that college offers. Also, I just want to have like a new environment away from New Jersey, if you know what I mean. And as for a degree, I'm possibly, if I have the opportunity to, I might get a doctorate, and I might major in something along the lines with health. And then as for a minor, maybe something not really related to my career, like in arts or in like music, because I like drawing and I don't want to lose that skill.
Another question that we have is, what do you think you need to be successful?
To answer that, I think we just have to believe on ourselves. And if we see like an opportunity, we should go for it and not hesitate, but also like give our everything into everything we do. Like give your best into all your work, but as well work smarter and not harder.
So, for me, I think that in order to be successful, it's really to have the drive to pursue whatever passion you want to, and always to not be afraid to ask for help, because if you really want to be successful, you're going to make mistakes, along the way with whatever you do, and don't be afraid to ask for help, because asking for help isn't a sign of weakness or anything bad. It just shows that you really want to grow and you want to learn new things. And I think another part to be successful is to just really, just again, be passionate in what you do and don't give up. Always have the drive and really just push yourself to do better every day.
I have a question that's more of a statement. For many of you, you will be looking at going on to graduate school. And graduate school is a 3 to 5 year process, depending on whether you just do a master's or whether you go on for the terminal degree, which is the doctorate, PhD, JD, etc. And when you start looking at schools, it's important to look at the best schools that you can go to, but you have to measure that with the financial aid piece, because you want to be able to go to a school where you don't have to work all the time, so to earn money so that you can spend your time getting the best grades that you possibly can get in terms of your bachelor's degree, because that will determine whether or not you will be able to get into the graduate programs that you would like to go to. I used to be a McNair director, and in that process, we encourage students to go to schools where they did not have to do a lot of external working while they were at the undergraduate level, because what you want to do is to have enough resources to have the best grades. Your grades in high school and your grades in undergraduate will make the difference in terms of whether you will be fully funded for where you need to go. So you want to balance it. I'll use my example. My children went to a HBCU initially. They graduated from Rutgers, But that gave them an opportunity to then go to University of Pennsylvania, Washington University, and the larger schools, because it for us it was more important that your doctorate degree comes from that what we call the Ivy League than to have an undergraduate from that. If you're going to stop at the undergraduate level, that's wonderful. Or if they give you full funding, that's wonderful. But if you're going to go there and you're going to have to pay a lot, and you have Rutgers University right next to it, and have to pay a little something, it's better to take a Rutgers degree and go to an Ivy of like an NYU, Columbia, Harvard, etc., at the graduate level.
And something else I would like to add on to that, as students are thinking about their four-year bachelor degree and their graduate school, a lot of times it is not advertised when you are doing your search, but you can apply for a graduate assistantship upon getting accepted to your graduate school of choice, or you can also apply for fellowships. And a graduate assistantship would allow you to have your tuition covered, and you're only participating in a 20-hour work week at a particular department. As far as myself, I did get a graduate assistantship at Kane University, and I worked in the Office of Career Services for 20 hours a week, and my tuition was paid. Now, again, it's not advertised, but your graduate office, they know about it. Some students create their own graduate assistantship because they have a good relationship with a professor from maybe undergrad or maybe after their first semester of grad school. And fellowships are out there. Just like you guys go on the internet and search the latest TikTok and the latest sneakers, you have to search for the fellowships and the graduate assistantships. And a lot of times they're right in the applications so that you're aware that that college will offer you a graduate assistantship to help with your finances. I just wanted to add that because it's not advertised.